Because if I wait for something in the future to determine when I'll start living, then I'm already dead now. Hi! So I had this diamond painting here that I've been doing, and I decided, you know what? While I talk to you, I'm gonna continue. Wait, that rhyme. While I talk to girl. Or maybe not. I'm not gonna do it. So let me ask you this one question. When you were younger, kan, did you ever like imagine where you would be right now? Like where you would be. I don't care how old you are. Are you a teenager? Are you young adult? Are you in your I don't know, mid-30s, midlife, whatever? Like, did you ever imagine as a kid where you would be now? You know, because I've done that, and I was talking about this with my friend the other day, like last week, and we were talking about this, like when we were younger, we used to like imagine what we would be doing now, what our life would be now, and girl, I don't remember what did I imagine exactly, but I remember imagining that, like at 9 or 10 years old, what it would be like to be a teenager. I'm in my last year of being a teenager, by the way. I'm 19, which feels weird because next year I'm an adult, and next year I'm halfway to 40, and I have to pay my own bills. Oh, what? I don't think I have to pay my own. No, I don't think so. I'll still be in school or whatever. You know, like the stuff we used to imagine. Like I said, I can't really remember what I used to imagine, but I think when I was small, like I used to imagine life as a teenager is kind of not really like in the movie lah, but I used to imagine something like, oh, I always go out with my friend ka, or like, you know, I'm just having a great time, you know. And did you guys ever imagine that? And then now, when you're actually at that age, you're like, what is going on? This is not what I imagined, you know. Like, and I've done that also. Like, I look at my life now and I'm like, I don't think this is what my 10-year-old self imagined herself in 9 years. But and there's nothing wrong with my life. I do like my life, and I think this mic should be nearer, but it can't, so please deal with it. And I'm sorry that you can see the mic, because I can't really do anything about it. And I think, like, why did we imagine life to be so different? I mean, if you did that, maybe you didn't, but I did. And why did we imagine life to be like so as a teenager or like in your 20s? And I remember 19 was what I would call 19 and 15, I think, were like my dream ages. Like I remember as a kid I used to imagine what life would be at 19 or 15, you know, both of that, especially 19. And when I was a kid, I used to play acting, or my family call it acting lah, we all call it acting, where basically I would act all by myself at home. Do you guys do that? Like I would imagine, and basically I'll play a character in my head, and I would like play with stuff around the house, like I have a family and I go to work and stuff like, and argue with people. You know, I used to do that as a kid, and my family call it acting, and I think a lot of us did that. And I remember, like, most of the time, me and my cousin used to do it a lot. So, and we used to play house together, and we play sisters and whatever, and we always make our own names. And I remember a name that I used to use a lot was Linny, and she was usually a 19. Like I just love the age 19. I don't know why. And now that I'm actually here, girl, it ain't as grand as it seems. I mean, I think I thought that I would be accomplishing a lot more, you know? And like I said, there's nothing wrong with my life. I actually love my life. I'm very fortunate, I'm very blessed. And I actually love my life right now. Like, I'm going to start my second semester in uni, and I've been having a great holiday doing diamond paintings, watching Grey's Anatomy. I'm on season 4 now, by the way. Comment down below if you like Grey's Anatomy. But like, yeah, I do think that I thought I would be accomplishing a lot more, or like doing a lot more. My life would be a lot different. And my life definitely did not turn out as what I expected. I actually live in a different house now, like we move and stuff, which is why now I have this background. I'm so happy because we were like in the process of moving, so I had to make like a temporary background, my curtains and stuff, and I always had to set up a place. And now actually for the first time in my life I have a permanent place to film, so I can just sit down and film with my mic already here and stuff. So I'm very happy about that. And yeah, I don't think I actually imagined this is how my life would be like that. Ooh, shut up, but hi. I think I definitely didn't see myself in a different house. I don't know what I saw, to be honest, but I think I imagined life very different. But this is how my life turned out, and I think that's usually most of the cases is like that. You know, when we imagine how our life would be, it's actually a lot different. and we end up in a different path, but it actually works out a lot more than we thought it would. Like, I remember around that age, I wanted to be a vet for a long time. I wanted to study to be a vet because I wanted to heal animals. And I was serious, bro. It wasn't just like some simple like ambition that just goes away. Okay, I had a lot of those. I had a lot of ambitions growing up, but the vet one actually lasted a long time. Like a long time. Like, everyone who knew me knew I wanted to be a vet. If you get it, I had a name for the clinic. I had the plan. I already draw the plan. This is the dogs. This is the cat place. But then life kind of, and I decided to become a film director, which is what I'm studying to be, and just anything in film basically. And I've talked about this in the previous video actually, but actually everything, or like most of the things that I've been doing since I was a kid actually pointed me to film, but I didn't realize it. Like ever since I was a kid, like I said, I used to do acting, right? Me and my cousin, my cousin likes to act also, and we used to play house lah, play cafe lah, play like we are family and stuff like that, and we go to work and cook on our like toy cooking set and stuff like that, and pretend like we have a different life and stuff like that. And that is acting, that is film, right? That's a story. And then I also used to write a lot. As a kid, I used to draw comics also. See, that's also story. I used to draw comics a lot actually, even in school. Like in primary school, even my teachers knew I like to draw comics. And then as I grew older, I actually made my YouTube channel. Not this channel, a different one. My music channel now. I actually had it since I was 13 years old. And I made videos there. See, that was always film, and I didn't realize it. But actually my whole life, like, I've been doing film related stuff, but only like last year, or last 2 years, I realized that, wow, I actually want to do this, as a career. And it's crazy how sometimes the things that we've been doing since we were small, it kind of was always there, but we didn't realize it. Like the whole time that I wanted to be a vet, not that there's nothing wrong with being a vet, but actually the whole time I was meant to do film. The whole time that I was, thinking, oh, one day I want to have my own clinic and heal animals, I was making videos, I was writing, I was drawing. And that is all storytelling, and it's always been in me to be a storyteller because I love to make videos and all of this, right? And it's always been there, but I didn't realize it. So you see, like sometimes life, I guess when I was small, I imagined life when I was 19 or almost 19. My birthday is in December. I can't imagine it as me studying to become a vet, but right now I'm actually studying to become a filmmaker, which is a totally different thing. But that's what happened. And I guess my 10-year-old self would be upset about that if she knew. Like, what? You want to be a filmmaker now? Girl, what? But my 19-year-old self now, first of all, I can't really do anything about it. I'm already in university. But like, I also like, wow, like this is actually a lot better than what I planned. And also today, relating to all of this, relating to the conversation I had with my friend last week or last 2 weeks. Today I watched the new video by one of my favorite YouTubers, Megan Margot. I've been following her for a long time. I get her French vanilla jokes. I get what? Girl, the door just opened by itself. Don't worry guys, it was just the wind. And I was watching her new video today, which was her on her birthday. And to be honest, I really love Megan. Like, I feel I have a parasocial relationship with her because I just love her so much. And she was also talking about how she turned 26, right? Because, yeah, she's 26 this year and she filmed that on her birthday. And she talked about how sometimes she feels like life is just passing her by. She's already in her late 20s and she's still in school. She just started university last year to be a zoologist, and then her friends are all like already getting married and having kids and stuff like that, and she just feels like, that societal pressure, like this is not where she should be, something like that. And she also mentioned this thing where when she was young, she felt like when she was younger, she felt like she had her whole life ahead of her, and she was like, oh, I want to do these things, but I can do them later, and now she feels like there's no time and stuff like that because life is just going by so fast. And I can relate to that. I remember when I was a kid, I had all of these things I wanted to do, and I was like, well, I can do that next time, because your whole life is still ahead of you, right? Because you're like 10 years old, you still have so many years ahead of you, God willing. We don't actually know when we're gonna die. But now you know, that I'm almost 20, I feel this pressure to live my life to the fullest. Like I feel like next year, the moment I hit 20, halfway to 40 already, you know, I'm gonna be like, I have to live my life to the fullest. And I know I'm not the only one who feels like that. Like it's so weird how when you were a kid, all you wanted to do was grow up, and you felt like you had all this time, you know, to do everything you want to do. Next time I want to write a book, or next time I want to, you know, stuff like that. And then now when you're like like when you're growing up, a bit more grown up, you know, you're like, damn, I need to do it now, you know. It's just weird. Like if you want to write a book, you can start now. Like you don't have to wait anymore, you know. Feel like most of us, we feel like we can't wait anymore. You gotta start doing stuff now to live life to the fullest, and I get that, but I also feel like sometimes we just need to slow down. It's okay to live. It's okay to feel like you haven't got your life together yet, because I don't think we will ever get our life together, like actually together. I feel like when you feel like life is already together, and I felt this like many times during my life. Sorry if you can hear all the birds outside. They're very happy today. I feel like anytime we feel like we already have our life together, and I myself have experienced this a lot, it keeps on, like, things change, you know. Like before I moved here, I felt like I had my life together, filming videos and doing whatever, right? But then now I feel like I have my life together now that I have a YouTube background set up, and I have other things going on in my life, and I just feel like my life is more together now. There's somewhere in the future I will feel like, wait, my life wasn't together back then, my life is together now, you know. So I feel like we will never actually have our life together. No one actually has their life together. Things happen, things change, but I feel like we should see it as a good thing when things change. I know it's hard sometimes, but we should stop putting this pressure on ourselves. Oh, I'm 20 now and I'm 30 now. Why is my life not together? Why is everyone's life together except mine? No one actually has their life together. Everyone is still figuring it out, and I think we'll always figure it out until the day we die, because this world is not perfect. So our life as a will never be perfect in this world. It's not meant to be like that. The world belongs to the devil, right? So I don't think we should be seeking to have a perfect life here, because that's just not gonna happen. But like for me, I just want to have a life that is content and God glorifying, and just serve God until the day I die. That's what I want to do. Like I'm not necessarily wanting to have a perfect life here. Of course I want to have achievements. Of course I want to become a filmmaker. Girl, you really think I don't want to be a filmmaker anymore? Of course I want to be a filmmaker and do all of these other things. I want to be a musician, I want to release albums, I want to form a band and stuff like that. But it's okay if sometimes I feel like my life is not together, and I have to tell myself that. I want to tell you that, because I feel like if you make every single second of your life like it must have a meaning, or it must be productive, and I talked about this in the previous video also, then that's not really life. I feel like sometimes we should just let ourselves relax for a bit, and just I know sometimes we can feel that life is passing by too fast, or life is passing us by, but sometimes I guess it's good to just let life pass by, because why do we always have to be on the move? You know, why do we always have to keep up with, oh, I'm in my late 30s now, why am I not married yet? Oh, I have to hurry, you know. And I get that, planning for life and wanting to achieve things in life and stuff like that, but I feel like sometimes we just pressure ourselves too much to be somewhere in life, when actually it's okay also to not necessarily be somewhere, you know, because it's a journey, right? It's not a destination. So if you constantly thinking about, oh, when is my life gonna be together? Like I thought my life would be together by now. No, things are gonna happen, things are gonna change. Stop worrying about when your life will be together, because your life will always change. It's not this one static thing, you know. Things might stay the same for a while, but not always. Things are always gonna change, and that's not a bad thing necessarily, you know. That just opens up new things. Like when I was in Form 4 and Form 5, sorry, this is very hot, I really thought I was gonna be a vet, so I was in science stream. You know, I went into science stream without thinking in Form 4, because I wanted to be a vet, so obviously I need to be in science stream, right? Because it's a medicine thing. And then somewhere in Form 4 I realized I can't cope with all of this chemist, physics, and maths. I just couldn't cope with it. And I also realized I had to tell myself, like I was pushing, like I noticed it, like I knew that science wasn't my thing and I couldn't cope, like it was so hard for me. But I still pushed myself, because I had made the decision to be a vet for so long, you know. So I thought I had to be a vet. And then I came to a point where I had to tell myself, look, Miaw, you know you're not good in science, you know you can't cope here, and you know you're not even interested in it. I wasn't interested in science. I was always into more of music and arts and stuff like that. And I had to tell myself that, and I had to make that change and give up being a vet. And that was kind of hard because that was all I wanted to be for so long, and that was what I thought I was meant to be. All my fantasies about that, about the clinic and stuff like that. But I had to tell myself, you know you can't do this. So for a few months, I think I didn't know what to do, and that was the first time in my life when I didn't know what to do next time. What am I gonna study in university? I had no idea because vet had been my thing for so long. So when I gave that up, I was like, wait, what do I do now? And then eventually I decided I want to be a filmmaker. And that's what I'm going to do now. That's all I want to do besides musician. But I mean, like, in university, like, my degree is going to be cinematic arts. And that was a change that I never thought would happen because I had always imagined myself being a vet. And I was going to retire being a vet. But that's not going to happen now. And that's not bad. That's a change that happened, and it wasn't bad, but it was just something that my 10-year-old self wouldn't expect. And then yesterday, I went to send my friend off at the airport. I didn't send her to the airport. I mean, like, went to send her off, because she was going to study, and today is actually her first day. And we were talking about how me and her, we met a long time ago. Maybe we were like 10 or 11 years old. She's 1 year younger than me, and she's going off to study now. And it's just crazy how, like, the day we met, we never imagined that one day we would be sending each other off to university, at the airport. And it was just weird. And also me and another friend who went to send her off, there were two of us who came. We were talking about how we might never go to camps anymore. I said to her, like, do you realize we might never go to camps anymore? Because I grew up going to a lot of camps, like Christian camps, Girls Brigade, church, Sunday school camps and stuff like that. I grew up in camps. I went to so many. Went to school camps. I've been to the camps where you sleep in tents, and I've been to the camps where you sleep in a classroom on the floor, that kind of thing. I grew up going to camps. I've always participated in them. And I was talking to my other friend, Trisha. Audrey, by the way, the one who is going off, her name is Audrey. And then the one who came with me also to send her off was Trisha. And I was talking to Trisha, like, do you realize how we might never go to camps again? It's just crazy, right? Like, I grew up going to camps. I grew up with you guys. I went with them. We were in the Girls Brigade together. We have known each other for so many years, and we slept on the floor together, and we've been in teams together, played games together, and now we're literally separating, sending each other off to university, and it's just so weird. And I told her that, we might never go to camps again. Might never. And she said, yeah, when you grow up, like, the camps turn into traveling, Like, instead of going to camps where our parents send us somewhere and pay the fee for us, the camp fee, and we sleep together on the floor or in the tent. Instead, now we're entering a phase in our life where at some point in the future where we have money, we can travel together. And so basically our camps became travels, but this time we're on our own. We pay for it on our own. We go on the plane by ourselves, and we don't sleep in tents anymore unless we want to, of course. We go on a camping trip together. But basically what she said was, now we're on our own. We can go to camps, but now it's traveling as a group if we want to, with friends. It's just weird how some things might never change from your childhood, but it's just the method of it change. Like, we used to go to camps together, and now, somewhere in the future, not now, obviously we don't earn money, but somewhere in the future, if we want to travel together, that's basically an adult camp, but with no rules and stuff, So now that I'm 19, it's been weird. I accept the fact that me and my friends are growing up and stuff like that. I have to accept it. There's nothing avoidable about it. We're all growing up. We're all going to university. We're all going our separate ways, and we don't see each other that much anymore. And now some of us can drive. I can drive now. Some of us have jobs, and then things are only gonna get bigger from here. Once we graduate, we're gonna work. We might be too busy to see each other, and we might only meet up once in a while to have coffee or something like that. And it's just weird how the things, when you were a kid, you didn't. I once saw a tweet last time on Twitter. Obviously I saw a tweet on Twitter. I did not see it on Instagram or Facebook, but I saw this tweet last time, like somewhere last year, and it really, like, wow, hit me. It said that at some point in your childhood, you and your friends went out to play together for the last time and none of you knew it. And that is crazy to think about. At some point in my childhood, me and my cousin, who I grew up with, and she was basically like my little sister, we played house, or we played cafe for the last time, or we played school, cikgu for the last time. And none of us knew it. And I still don't know how it happened. Like, do you ever think about like when was the last time you played with someone? When was the last time you went outside? When was the last time you went to your playground? It just stopped happening. And it's weird because you didn't know. I also didn't know actually that we were gonna move here. So I can't even remember the last time I slept in my bed at my old house, which is weird. Okay. These things happen. You know? At some point you meet someone for the last time and that person has been your close friend since your childhood, but then at some point you meet them for the last time and none of you know it. Sometimes you just don't know when is the last time you'll meet someone or when you will do something with someone. And that's the thing about growing up. Like, I don't know, people leave, people come into your life, and some people, they're just always there in the background, you'll always know them. I don't know, it's just weird. Someday I wanna, like, when I die and go to heaven, it's so weird to say, but when I die and go to heaven, I wanna ask God, like, how many friends did I make during my life? Because I actually want to know. Do you ever realize how many friends you've made? It's just weird, right? Or like how many friends you used to have, how many friends you have now. It's just weird. It's just something I want to know about myself. I don't know. And I know, like, now I'm just 19, so I don't really feel the effect of it right now. Like Megan, who is 26 now, which is not old, but you know, she talked about how, you know, sometimes she feels like life is just passing her by. I don't really feel that effect too much because I'm only 19, but I'll probably feel it in my 20s. I don't know, but I do feel this feeling of, oh, I need to get things done, you know. Sometimes it's not that bad, like I said, it could get worse, but I do sometimes think about growing up and our childhood. And it's just a weird thing to look back on your childhood because it's something that you can never get back. You know, you only get to experience being a kid once, and for most of your life as a kid you wish you were an adult. That was me, you know. I think that was all of us. We couldn't wait to grow up, and then now that we're grown up and we're looking back, not necessarily we want to be a kid again. I know some people are like, oh, I want to be a kid again, but for me, I don't really want to be a kid again. I like my life now, but sometimes I do look back on my childhood and be like, why didn't I appreciate it more? You know, why was I so focused on growing up? I did appreciate my childhood lah, but I did also spend a lot of it like imagining what it would be like to be a teenager or whatever. And now I've decided I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I just want to live right now. I don't want to live in the future anymore. You know, I used to live in the future so much. Like, imagine my future, plan my clinic and stuff like that. And yes, I do plan for the future, but I don't live in the future anymore, if you get me. Now I live in the present because I just want to enjoy my life. You know, I feel like if you're living in the future, you just can't wait for things to happen. You just can't wait to achieve your dreams and stuff like that. But if you live in the present, which I think we all should do, and yes, plan for the future, but also live in the present. Plan for the future and live in the present. I think is very important because what we have right now is the present, because we can't change the past, and the future is not you know, it's not certain. You know, things might change. Like I said, my future that I used to see was me being a vet, and now my future changed, and my future is me seeing that I am a filmmaker. But then again, that could change. You never know. The filmmaking industry might fail me and I end up working at Starbucks. Nothing wrong with that, but that could happen. Who knows, you know? So that could be my future, or maybe my future is me being a teacher. Girl, I don't know. So that's the thing, like, we never know the future. So why are so many of us living in the future? You know, like, stop it. You know, yes, plan for the future, set goals, work towards them or whatever, but I don't want to look in the future anymore like when I used to as a kid and imagine my future too much and like, oh, what would I be? I think I'll be like rich by this time, stuff like that, you know. I just don't want to do that anymore because what we have right now is the present, and I'm happy with my life right now. And I know I'm very blessed to be able to say that. But I think part of why I'm so happy with my life right now, besides the fact that I trust God, is I have decided that my life doesn't need to wait. I don't need to wait until I'm a filmmaker to start living. I don't need to wait until I get that degree. I don't need to wait until I am directing my first movie to start living. I feel like most of us have done that. I also have done that, you know. Or maybe yours is different. Yours is like, oh, once I lose weight, I'll start living. Or once I have this car, my life begins. No, your life has always begun. you know, ever since you were born. But when do you want to start actually living? You know, that's why I decided to start living now. You know, and yes, I haven't accomplished a lot in my life. Some people might look at my life and think, what are you doing? Like making YouTube videos and doing art and writing stories and planning for your movies. I write my movie scripts from now. By the way, I've been writing my movie scripts because I really like to. And I know some people might look at that and think, wow, you've really not accomplished anything in your life. You're not even engaged. I guess people get engaged at 19, I'm not sure. But to me, this is my life and I'm very content with it because I've chosen to choose that this is my life and I'm living it in the present instead of waiting for something in the future. Because if I wait for something in the future to determine when I'll start living, then I'm already dead now, you know, and I don't want to die before I'm dead. You know, so yeah, that was just a really random, I don't know how long was this video. Wow. Like, this is a really random talk about my thoughts, and comment down below your thoughts. I would love to know, what do you feel about this? Have you felt this way before? Have you felt like life is just passing you by? I've definitely felt that before, but I decided to start living now, and that's why I don't feel like life is passing me by. I actually really do enjoy every day of my life now. Not to say like anything necessarily exciting happens. It's not like I go to the beach every day, I go shopping every day. No, because I don't need that. You know, I can enjoy my life making YouTube videos. I can enjoy my life being bored. Sometimes it's okay to be bored. I enjoy that too. Sometimes I just lie down on the bed and watch YouTube. Sometimes I just binge watch Grey's Anatomy. It's okay. It's okay to just live like that sometimes, you know. Anyway, yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for coming to my random life talk, which I have a lot on this channel, and I'm very excited for the future. Ironically, and I did not do this diamond painting anytime during this video because I just wanted to talk to you, and I can't wait for future videos. I'm so excited. I actually have a place where I actually like set up already, so I can just sit down and film instead of setting up somewhere every single time, you know. And I have this blank background, I have this mic. Life is just good, and now sometimes I just want to take a step back and just say, oh, life is good, thanks to Jesus. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.